We celebrate all holidays together. If you look down my page, I hate to say this, but it's one of the things that I want y'all to look at. Because when she said about me spending money, you'll see the gifts being bought. You'll see the diamond necklaces and chains being bought when she started the league. Since she wanted to fabricate and say, oh, he never wanted me to start the league. You see that.
Brace yourselves, because what just unfolded on Instagram Live has sent shockwaves through the hip-hop universe. Papoose, visibly drained, furious, and deeply betrayed, appeared out of nowhere late last night. No teaser, no announcement, just him staring straight into the camera, a man whose entire world seemed to crumble before our eyes. And what he revealed? Absolutely explosive. He began steady, barely holding his composure. "I've stayed silent for too long," he said, his voice tight with emotion. "But the truth, it can't stay hidden any longer." And then, the bombshell dropped. Whispers of a secret liaison between 50 Cent and Remy Ma had already been circulating, but now Papoose's doubts about his own daughter, Remy Mackenzie, became unbearable. He had been told she was his, the center of his life, but pieces never fit. Without a second thought, he allegedly arranged a DNA test, done entirely in secret, under the radar. And the results? Devastating. Remy Mackenzie, not his. The child he had loved as his own was allegedly 50 Cent's daughter. Silence fell over the live stream. Comments flooded in. "This can't be real. OMG." Then came the emotional eruption. Papoose's voice cracked as he screamed, "Remy Ma, you lied to me. You cheated. You hid the truth about my daughter from me." He called it betrayal, deception, a theft of a father's trust. But he didn't stop there. He declared a legal battle on the horizon, vowing to file a paternity fraud lawsuit against Remy Ma, determined to expose the scandal in court and bring the truth to light. The internet went up in flames. Clips went viral within minutes. Fans are split, some defending Remy Ma, others rallying behind Papoose. And at the center of every headline, 50 Cent questions are everywhere. Was this planned? Are more secrets lurking behind the scenes? Or is this just another monumental celebrity meltdown?
I hate to say this, y'all. I hate to say this. But you want to know why she started having so much animosity towards me? Because I ended up finding out the truth, y'all. And I'm not saying this because it's a bad thing, but I'm saying this because, and when I say not a bad thing, because I don't judge people who live that lifestyle. But
hold on tight, because what unfolded next on Instagram Live is nothing short of seismic for the hip-hop world. Late last night, seemingly from nowhere, Papoose appeared on camera. No countdown, no warning, just him staring straight at the lens, exhausted, furious, and utterly broken. The energy was raw, tense, and almost unbearable, as if he had been carrying a secret too heavy for years. From the very first words, he left no room for hesitation. "I've stayed silent for far too long," he said, his voice trembling yet sharp. "But the truth can't be hidden any longer." And with that, the world seemed to hold its breath. What he revealed was monumental. Allegedly, whispers of a clandestine affair between 50 Cent and Remy Ma had already been circulating, but now Papoose began to question everything he believed about his own daughter, Remy Mackenzie. For years, he had been told she was his blood, his heart, his world. But something felt off. Stories didn't align, pieces didn't fit, and instincts screamed louder than logic ever could. The doubts gnawed at him relentlessly, keeping him awake at night, consuming him, and finally forcing him to take the unthinkable step. A secret DNA test, conducted quietly, far from prying eyes, the media, and even friends. What he discovered, he said, shattered him completely. The results were devastating. Remy Mackenzie was not his daughter. The DNA, allegedly, proved without any doubt that she was the child of 50 Cent. Shock rippled through the room. Shock spread across the internet. Shock erupted in the comments. Fans screamed, typed frantically, questioned everything. They struggled to process the impossible. The IG Live paused, suspended in disbelief. Papoose's face twisted with rage and heartbreak. His eyes were red, his hands shook, and his voice cracked as he uttered the words no one wanted to hear. "Remy Ma, you lied to me. You cheated. You hid the truth about my own daughter from me." He didn't stop there. He called it betrayal, deception, theft of a father's right to know the truth. The right to love a child without secrets corroding that bond. Papoose insisted that this wasn't just private heartbreak. It was a deliberate cover-up, a calculated deceit that came at the cost of his trust, his dignity, and his very sanity. Every word burned with fury. Every pause carried the weight of unbearable pain. Every tear that streamed down his face told a story of trust shattered and a life forever altered. But Papoose didn't stop there. With an intensity that refused to waver, he announced his next move, a legal battle unlike any other. Allegedly, he is preparing to file a paternity fraud lawsuit against Remy Ma herself, challenging the truth of his daughter's identity and demanding accountability for decades of secrets and lies. According to him, the courtroom will reveal everything: the DNA, the deception, the betrayals, and the long-lasting impact of hidden truths. This will not be buried, he declared. The law will not let this go unnoticed. The truth will come out, and everyone will see the consequences of these secrets. The internet erupted the moment the live ended. Clips spread like wildfire, and comment sections turned into battlegrounds. Fans were split, some defending Remy Ma, others rallying behind Papoose, all grappling with the same burning question: how could this happen? And at the center of the storm, the most shocking name dominated every trending topic: 50 Cent. People struggled to comprehend that one of hip-hop's most iconic figures could be at the heart of a revelation this devastating. Was this orchestrated? Were more secrets waiting in the shadows? Or was this yet another colossal celebrity meltdown, bigger than life itself, impossible to ignore? Through it all, the tragic core of the story remained the same. An innocent little girl, Remy Mackenzie, caught in the crossfire of adult lies, affairs, and betrayal she never asked to be part of. Naive, unaware, and now at the epicenter of one of the most explosive scandals the music industry has ever witnessed. This isn't mere drama. This isn't just another scandal. This is an emotional earthquake, shaking the very foundation of trust, family, and celebrity life. The betrayal cuts deep. The heartbreak is raw. And the fallout? It has only just begun. Every person watching felt it. The rage, the disbelief, the tragedy, the unbearable intensity. Every comment, every share, every repost became a testament to just how explosive, intense, and devastating this revelation truly was. And as Papoose stepped away from the camera, silent but burning with fury, the world could do nothing but stare, try to process, and brace for what would surely be the next chapter in what might become the most talked-about saga in hip-hop history. The tension didn't fade when he walked off. If anything, it was only intensifying. Within hours, social media ignited like wildfire. Clips of the IG Live circulated across every platform, trending globally, with fans, critics, and journalists dissecting every word, every tear, every pause. Shock, confusion, outrage. Millions were glued to their screens, unable to turn away. What had started as gossip transformed into a cultural earthquake, shaking the very core of the hip-hop community. Whispers became heated debates, and every public figure connected to Papoose, Remy Ma, or 50 Cent suddenly came under the microscope. Allegedly, behind closed doors, lawyers were already drafting papers, preparing for a legal battle that could rattle celebrity courts to their foundations. According to insiders, Papoose was ready to bring this fight to the courtroom. Not just as a father searching for the truth, but as a man determined to expose decades of lies, secrets, and betrayals. The rumored paternity fraud lawsuit, insiders claimed, would reveal every damning detail. The DNA results, secret communications, and evidence allegedly proving the affair and the deception. Fans, as always, were split. Some defended Remy Ma, questioning the validity of the claims and protecting her reputation. Others stood firmly behind Papoose, empathizing with a father whose world had been shattered by the revelation that the child he had raised might not be biologically his. Social media turned into a battlefield. Hashtags trended across continents. Debates spilled into podcasts, TikTok breakdowns, and YouTube deep dives. Every platform was ablaze, and the frenzy was just beginning. YouTube breakdowns dissected the story frame by frame, but at the heart of this viral storm was the innocent figure caught in the chaos, Remy Mackenzie. The tragedy of her situation was undeniable. She had done nothing wrong, yet her identity had been thrust into the center of a global scandal. Every revelation, every accusation, every rumor had the power to change her life forever. According to reports, Papoose described the moment he discovered the truth as the collapse of his entire world, a heartbreak magnified by years of believing in a lie he had no way to verify, until the DNA test delivered the unimaginable. The courtroom drama allegedly looming on the horizon promised even more explosive revelations. Sources suggested that the evidence wouldn't just stop at the DNA test. It would include alleged text messages, emails, and private conversations that exposed the affair and the deliberate concealment of the child's true paternity. Each piece of evidence, insiders claimed, could act as a bombshell, capable of rewriting the narrative completely. The possibility of a public trial, where the intimate and scandalous details would be aired to millions, added a layer of tension that made the social media frenzy almost unbearable. Meanwhile, the name 50 Cent dominated every discussion. Fans, analysts, and gossip reporters debated endlessly about his alleged involvement. Was he aware of the child? Was the affair a one-time incident, or part of a longer secret? Every new report sparked fresh speculation, every reaction clip fueled the fire, and the story grew more intense by the hour. This alleged scandal had become far more than a personal family matter. It was a global spectacle, a viral phenomenon that stretched beyond music, beyond celebrity gossip, and beyond social media itself. Papoose's anger and devastation were palpable, even in follow-up interviews and public statements. He was relentless, determined to uncover the truth and seek justice, yet emotionally raw, shattered, and carrying the weight of betrayal that few could comprehend. Betrayed in ways few could ever fully grasp, Papoose allegedly confronted Remy Ma in a heated exchange, filled with accusations of lies, deception, and years of stolen trust. Sources claimed he publicly vowed to expose every hidden secret, determined that no truth, no matter how shocking or humiliating, would remain buried. Every corner of the internet was ablaze with speculation. Fans dissected timelines, replayed past interviews, and tried to unravel how such an alleged affair could have stayed hidden for so long. Bloggers, YouTube commentators, and gossip channels only added fuel to the fire, highlighting the emotional collapse, the legal implications, and the profound human tragedy at the heart of it all. Grief, rage, disbelief. The story showed no signs of slowing. And at the center of it all was Remy Mackenzie, a child allegedly thrust into a spotlight no one so young should ever face. Her identity was debated, dissected, and speculated about in public forums while she was far too young to comprehend the chaos surrounding her. For Papoose, this heartbreak went far beyond betrayal. It was the loss of certainty, the fracture of trust, and the anguish that the child he loved might be defined not by innocence, but by adult mistakes. The alleged scandal had turned private anguish into a public spectacle, its ripple effects threatening to escalate for weeks, months, or even years. The world watched, waiting for the next revelation, the next leaked message, the next court filing. Each day brought fresh outrage, renewed speculation, and deeper heartbreak. The alleged deception, the secret DNA results, the looming legal battles, and the innocent child caught in the crossfire created a storm of emotion impossible to ignore. Social media feeds overflowed with every conceivable reaction: shock, anger, sympathy, horror, all at once. This wasn't just gossip. This wasn't just rumor. Allegedly, it was a full-blown saga of betrayal, heartbreak, and viral drama. A story that had transformed the lives of everyone involved and captured the world's attention like nothing else in hip-hop history. This had become a full-blown saga of deception, heartbreak, and viral drama. One that had already altered the lives of everyone involved forever. Even as the online frenzy raged on, the looming courtroom battles threatened to drag every hidden truth into the public eye. Alleged witnesses, lawyers, and insiders were reportedly ready to unveil details that could redefine careers, reputations, and personal relationships. Papoose's relentless pursuit of the truth, even at the cost of public scrutiny, amplified the intensity, making each new report feel like a fresh shockwave in an unending series of explosions. At the very heart of this chaos, the tragedy remained stark and undeniable. A little girl, Remy Mackenzie, unknowingly thrust into the eye of a global scandal. The alleged affair, the secret DNA results, the looming legal threats, and the torrent of public outrage swirled around her, threatening to define her story long before she could ever understand it. For Papoose, the heartbreak was intensified by the cruel reality that no fame, fortune, or influence could undo the betrayal, the lies, and the public exposure that now dominated his life. The tension didn't fade. If anything, the drama escalated beyond anything anyone could have anticipated. Following the viral eruption of Papoose's Instagram live, the story morphed into a full-blown media storm. Every outlet, every influencer, every gossip channel dissected the alleged betrayal. The DNA revelation, coupled with the impending legal battle, transformed a private heartbreak into a global spectacle, fueled by raw emotion, outrage, and insatiable curiosity. Courtroom sources alleged that Papoose's legal team had already begun preparing filings for a paternity fraud lawsuit against Remy Ma. The case, insiders claimed, would include the DNA results, alleged communications, and detailed accounts of the hidden affair. Legal analysts predicted that the courtroom drama would be explosive, every detail examined under the unforgiving public gaze, with the potential to send shockwaves across the hip-hop world. The stakes had never been higher. Not only was Papoose's reputation hanging in the balance, but this alleged scandal had the potential to reshape public perception of Remy Ma and 50 Cent, shaking the very foundations of hip-hop celebrity culture. Fans and social media users were more divided than ever. Some criticized Remy Ma, questioning her intentions and morality, while others empathized, cautioning against passing judgment before the court delivered its verdict. Meanwhile, Papoose's heartbreak dominated every discussion. Observers described him as a father shattered by deception, fighting not just for justice, but for the emotional closure that comes from years of betrayal, a pain few outside his circle could truly understand. At the center of this storm was Remy Mackenzie. Innocent yet irreversibly affected, her alleged identity had become the battleground for public speculation and scrutiny. Each revelation about her paternity layered more tragedy onto an already devastating situation. Clips of Papoose's emotional breakdown, shared across multiple interviews and social media posts, painted a vivid picture of a father grappling with personal loss magnified by global attention. Analysts warned that exposure of this magnitude could leave long-lasting psychological and emotional effects on a child caught in the eye of such a massive scandal. As legal preparations advanced, alleged insider reports suggested the tensions were already spreading through the music industry. Former collaborators, friends, and associates were being contacted for statements or context, and every prior interaction between Papoose, Remy Ma, and 50 Cent was under scrutiny for inconsistencies. According to sources, the trail of evidence promised to expose not just personal deception, but a strategic concealment of truths, turning what began as emotional betrayal into a complex, multi-layered scandal, leaving everyone guessing who knew what, and when. The alleged courtroom proceedings themselves were poised to become a media spectacle. Papoose's team reportedly planned to present evidence capable of publicly challenging Remy Ma's credibility while asserting his own rights as a father who had been misled for years. Every step seemed destined to escalate the intensity, fueling speculation, outrage, and fascination across the globe. Legal experts speculated endlessly about subpoenas, witness testimonies, and the potential exposure of private messages, details that could push this controversy to unimaginable levels. The combination of DNA evidence, alleged affairs, and hidden communications had created a perfect storm for viral news, fueling a social media frenzy that seemed unstoppable. Amidst the speculation, Papoose allegedly made several public statements, emphasizing the profound personal devastation that went far beyond legal matters. He spoke of trust broken, years of emotional investment shattered, and the unique agony of realizing that someone he loved and believed in had concealed a fundamental truth. The intensity of his emotions mirrored the public reaction. Millions of views, thousands of comments, and endless debates erupted across every platform imaginable. 50 Cent, at the center of the alleged revelation, dominated every discussion. Analysts and fans questioned whether he had knowingly participated in the deception or if the scandal was an unforeseen consequence of private actions made public. Every statement attributed to him was scrutinized, every past collaboration re-examined, and every social media post reinterpreted under this new, explosive lens. Allegedly, his response, or lack thereof, only added fuel to the fire, making the story even more sensational. At the heart of this viral storm remained the ongoing tragedy of Remy Mackenzie. The child had been thrust into a media spectacle far beyond her comprehension. Her identity debated and dissected in public while she lived a life too young to grasp the adult drama swirling around her. Every news cycle, every leaked document, every update added weight to the scandal, amplifying emotional chaos far beyond ordinary gossip. As the weeks unfolded, fresh speculation, alleged leaks, and heightened public scrutiny became the norm. What had begun as a personal heartbreak had evolved into a cultural phenomenon, a mix of legal intrigue, emotional devastation, and global fascination. Papoose's alleged determination to uncover the truth, seek justice, and confront betrayal turned every revelation into an event, every clip into a viral sensation, and every online discussion into a worldwide debate. Even as the courtroom drama loomed and the media frenzy intensified, the human cost remained undeniable. The alleged affair, the hidden truths, and the secret DNA results had not merely exposed secrets, they had transformed lives, broken trust, and left a trail of heartbreak that no viral story could ever fully contain. At the center of it all stood Remy Mackenzie's innocence, Papoose's devastation, and the alleged involvement of 50 Cent and Remy Ma, a combination that had created a saga unlike anything the hip-hop world had ever seen. Together, this saga of betrayal, tragedy, and drama had reshaped celebrity gossip forever. But the story didn't end there. It kept evolving, spinning into a never-ending cycle of speculation, outrage, and viral content. Every new development promised fresh shocks, explosive revelations, and heartbreaking twists, leaving the public captivated, horrified, and utterly unable to look away. The alleged betrayal, looming legal battles, and relentless viral scrutiny combined into a perfect storm of emotionally charged drama, tragic, shocking, and unforgettable. The fallout from this revelation was far from over, and the world remained glued to every move. Papoose's heartbreak ignited a firestorm that refused to die down. Social media feeds burned with activity. Comments poured in, disbelief, anger, sympathy, all from millions struggling to process the staggering betrayal that had unfolded. The alleged DNA results, the hidden secrets, and the impending courtroom battles had transformed what began as a personal tragedy into a global spectacle. Every post, every clip, every whispered rumor became part of a story larger than life, impossible to ignore. At the center of it all was the innocent Remy Mackenzie, swept up in the chaos. She became living proof of how adult deception can irrevocably alter a child's life. The alleged affair, the stolen truth, and the public exposure made her existence both a headline, a viral moment, and a tragedy all at once. Papoose's anger and grief were palpable, even through the screens of millions. His relentless pursuit of justice turned the saga into something unstoppable. And then there was 50 Cent, whose alleged involvement had escalated the scandal to a new level. Every fan, every analyst, every gossip outlet dissected his role, questioned every past interaction, every decision, and every possible secret. The public demanded answers. The media amplified the tension. And still, the story showed no signs of slowing down. As the courtroom drama approached, the pressure mounted. The trial was set to become the stage for the next explosive chapter, where alleged secrets, betrayals, and DNA revelations would face public scrutiny. Every update would be dissected, every claim debated, every reaction shared millions of times. The world was watching, the drama was escalating, and the story was far from over. This was a saga no one could afford to ignore. The truth was coming, and when it did, it would shock everyone.